register a probate for Kennebec County, but I am here in my capacity as a private citizen tonight. So here we are again with what I think is the absolute clown show known as the Augusta Board of Education, where there's absolutely no self-awareness. Every complaint or violation against James Orr that you found him guilty on tonight is patently false and can be proven false. There is video where a student says, he did not call you stupid. He said, this is stupid. But you all convicted a man based on hearsay and lies. I think tonight was nothing more than a form of defamation by all of you against James. I think he should hire an attorney and look into that. So if anybody on this board needs censure, it should start with Miss Witham herself. Miss Witham, who knowingly and willingly violated speakers' constitutional rights by gleefully enforcing an unconstitutional policy. An unconstitutional policy about which she was warned multiple times, including by the county's preeminent First Amendment rights law firm, FIRE. And she was made aware that it was unconstitutional by everyone except the people who should have known it was unconstitutional, yet they didn't, the law firm of Drum and Woodson. The next censure should be for all of the cowards who refused to stand up to Ms. Witham in her violation of people's First Amendment rights and let her run wild, racking up constitutional violation after constitutional violation. As a result, all of you who did not stand up to her are responsible for the Board of Education being sued in federal court for federal civil rights violations, which will likely end in the payment of thousands and thousands of dollars for said violations. Good job.
I'm still trying to digest the process that you all cobbled together at the start of this meeting, but it really troubles me the intent to stifle free speech on one hand while overindulging free speech on another hand. Speaking as a taxpayer, voter, and resident of Augusta, a lot of what Mr. Orr had to say as Mr. Orr makes sense to me. He was critical of students leaving class, taking time out from the school day to protest with a very apparent belief amongst many people. It was done with the tacit approval of the school administration over a matter that was very personal to said administration. He had a right to express his feeling at a public protest. The history of the First Amendment for high school students is one with significant constraints. And as students in your custody, then you have an obligation to A, rein in their behavior so that it does not disrupt the school, does not disrupt their education, which is their constitutional duty. Under the state constitution, you're supposed to be educating the students first. And so they were wasting the teachers' time, taxpayers' money, and it was a legitimate concern.
Are you going to allow a bunch of students to protest them losing federal funds? Is the principal going to help them organize it? It was on my live video that day of her telling what students can and what students can't go. You guys were all there at walkie-talkies, but yet you guys had no control over it. I mean, one parent's kid didn't even come back, and you guys didn't even know.
I am disappointed on how you guys always treat them. I do see you guys on the TV, and you're always shutting them down, right? I think you're terrified for anybody who goes against you. I pulled my kid from school. I sent you guys a letter, right? A long letter. You say you're so worried about the kids. You didn't even respond to me. You didn't even respond.
Shame.
Why? Not only is it your job. Oh, and get this. I called you guys for weeks. 4 weeks. You guys didn't answer the phones. And you know what? When I got a hold of somebody and I confronted her, she said, we haven't been answering the phones because of what's going on. I told her, you guys can't do that. It's your job. It's your responsibility. Even in the whole walkout with the school, guess what? I talked to a city hall. They said that the school called ahead of time and told them. You know what all the students say? You guys sent them down there. You did. And they're either afraid to say so.
I was a witness with James during the walkout. He did not call any student any names. What he did say was, this is stupid. This should not be happening. These children should be in school. They should not be walking out, and none of the administration should have allowed it. We have good versus evil. Everything is inverted. How do you people sleep at night? Demonizing a veteran who is actually trying to help these children.
Amen.
You've got city council members handing out ponchos during the walkout. Does that make any sense to you?
To the board, please.
Does that make any sense to you, Muffy? She's handing out ponchos. Handing out donuts. What are we doing here?
And one last item, and I would recommend you kind of annotate this in the minutes, Superintendent. I am making an oral public records request for all communications between the school employees, school board members who were in office at the time, and any amongst themselves or any outside parties, written communications regarding the student protest, both before and after, to include any laudatory or critical comments, but not to include any individual disciplinary actions.